Lee DeWyze turned the pain of the pandemic into new music. Lee DeWyze did indeed keep on trucking, releasing music regularly and independently in the decade that followed his American Idol win. DeWyze toured consistently, performing his music to audiences around the country that likely first found out about him on American Idol but weren't willing to drop him when his record company did. In 2021, DeWyze released an album called Ghost Stories. The album was partially inspired by what the world had gone through over the previous few years, dealing with mass death on a frightening scale that most of us had never experienced before. DeWyze told Chorus.fm that when the world stopped, he had to force himself to be creative again, and he's happy with the songs that came out of that process. "I can genuinely say my blood, sweat, and tears went into this record, more than I can say that about maybe any record I've ever made," he said. "It carries a different weight for me." DeWyze also discussed an interesting distinction in his career. Despite the flop of his debut album, he'd gone on to have more syncs than any other Idol contestant. This means that even though his songs weren't huge hits, they'd been used in more movies and television shows than anyone else. And that makes him one of the surprisingly richest American Idol winners. "I've always loved the movies, and I've always loved television," he said, even from growing up. Lee DeWyze lost his longtime manager in 2023 and once more turned pain into song. As Lee DeWyze noted in his 2020 anniversary post to his wife, his life and career have had a number of ups and downs. Unfortunately, he faced another significant setback in 2023, when his longtime manager Brett Radin died. DeWyze told Linsanity that Radin had been instrumental, no pun intended, in keeping his career on track in the years after American Idol, always willing to offer him a pep talk when he was feeling down. "Brett, if there's one thing he always understood, it was like, dude, you're more than this show. There's a lot more to your career and things you should be doing," DeWyze recalled. He was always very supportive of that. So, losing him was a big kick in the ****ing gut, man. While mourning his longtime friend, DeWyze went into the studio and emerged with an album titled Gone for Days. He told Linsanity that the album represented one of his greatest achievements to date, and he said that he was proudest of this work. "It felt for the first time that I was like, I really do have something to say, and this is how I happen to do that. This is what I do," he said. "This album has rejuvenated this thing in me. It feels like it's my first record, almost. I've fallen back in love with why I do this." Lee DeWyze debuted a new look on The Kelly Clarkson Show in 2025. Whereas many of his albums since winning American Idol had been released to little fanfare aside from his hardcore fans, Lee DeWyze went all in on promoting his 2024 record Gone for Days. That included an early 2025 stop at The Kelly Clarkson Show, where he connected with a woman who knows a thing or two about what it's like to win Idol. While on the show, he performed Devil in the Details, one of the album's singles. "You heard Kelly, go check it out," he wrote on Instagram alongside a video of his performance. This was likely the first time a lot of Idol fans had seen DeWyze since his days on reality television, which means many Kelly Clarkson Show viewers were unaware that his trademark goatee had become a full-fledged beard, although he's hardly the only American Idol contestant who's unrecognizable now. "That can't be him," one fan commented on YouTube, via The Sun. For the most part, fans were supportive of his return to the spotlight. "We haven't seen him for a while. I'm glad he's still at it," one viewer wrote. "Good for him," another added. "A lot of people put him in the forgotten winners pile, but he's been doing his thing." In fact, that's perhaps the best way to sum up what happened to Lee DeWyze in the years since he won American Idol. He's been doing his thing.